So now what I'm going to do for you right now is crazy. I'm gonna see. I've been doing an interview without the questions. So now I'm gonna start using some of the questions to get some of the reference questions that you want answered. So that give you the opportunity to edit it together and make it pop. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a little movie magic because I know you know what you're doing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna refer to a lot of the questions that you asked, and then we can go on and I can continue from there because I got a lot of good questions in here that I think need to be answered, and I want to do it that way. Um, One is, did you ever battle? Did I ever battle somebody? I can't really say that I had too many MC battles. I wasn't a battle rapper. I was more of I was a crowd. I was about, throw your hands in the air. Let me hear you say yeah. As far as rapping for supremacy, I didn't do that. But as far as somebody saying, can they rock a crowd like me? Nah, that was hard to find because I kept the crowd moving because I had enough energy in my voice project in a way that was just so, I had a loud voice. So when I said, say ho, you better say ho. When I say yeah. And then I had my rhymes in between that. So I wasn't too much of a battle rapper. I didn't have to have those kind of things. I was ready, I always keep 16 in the chamber in case somebody want to start something. But I wasn't too much of a battle rapper. Let's see. Another question that you had in here I thought was pretty good. It's like a good one is how do I know Rakim? Went to school together. It was not just Rakim, the whole family, the Griffin family. You know what I mean? It wasn't. That's the interesting thing. A lot of people be like, knowing Rakim. It wasn't just about knowing Rakim, man. You need to know the essence of the whole family to get the essence of Rakim. So it's hard to just put a description on knowing Rakim. Like, you got to know Steve Grissom, Steph. And even his sisters, they were very influential, not just on him, but on the community as a whole. They had such a presence. You know what I mean? Like, it was a unit. Like, and they all had this distinct look and a way of, like, I'm not trying to gas it, but like a sense of royalty. Like his mom's, pops, everybody, they had this whole thing of being musically inclined. So it worked. I remember one year Rod came out to California. I was in Cali. Rod, he ain't too particular about flying. He don't fly, so they take a tour bus. He had a show in California from New York to Cali. And Rakim mom's, God bless her, is on the tour bus. They're rocking with her son. And I'm like, wow. She got at me. Oh, I got to come over to California to see you. You come wind down, you come home, you don't see me. And I'm bugging out like, I'm just bugging that you survived the ride across country. But I ain't riding in no camper. But still. So that goes to show you what his makeup is when his moms can get on a tour bus and travel from across the country. From one state all the way to another state to be with her son while he do his numbers. So it wasn't just about knowing Rakim. The dynamic of the family, I think I find more intriguing than anything. He's gifted, granted, but you need to know the people who nurtured Rakim. That might be a story in itself. Okay, and what's another question that you asked that was good? So we talked about Uptown, and I kind of got at Uptown being on there, but the relationship with Andre, what was my relationship with Andre Harrell as a businessman and as personal? It was great because Andre, you know, he was famous. He was famous, but at the same time, he was a businessman. So now you work with a guy who already been down the road of where we trying to go, and at the same time, he's nurturing these artists. And it was just like it was overwhelming because he knew being an artist how he had to play us. Like, you know, I gotta let them in, be easy with them, and make them feel like part of his success. He made us feel famous through him. So you had this taste of fame, like, it was just enough to get your mouth watering to say, yo, I want this. Because it wasn't just the fact that, you know, people did see him, they'd be like, oh, Dr. Jekyll, Dr. Jekyll. But it was the fact that around the industry, he had respect around the industry because people was just like, yo, they knew he knew what he was doing. And evidently, he had to know when he landed that deal with MCA. So people started taking him serious. So you watching him move through the game because he already moved through the game. He's moving through the same players, but he's moving as a businessman now with the respect of Dr. Jekyll. So it was just like you, like I said, you had a taste of that fame and then you're like, yo, all right, I want that. I don't care where we move, through New York, California, Midwest, his name rung bells. And it was just like, okay, I got to get that. And he wasn't arrogant with it. He wasn't arrogant with it. He was just like, yo, you know, I'm about this business. We're gonna make this thing happen. And you know that drove me. That drove me to say, okay, yeah, I could see this. I could see where this is gonna take me. So I just put it in his hands and guide me, brother. Let's make this thing pop. And what's another good question you asked? Another good question you asked was, we did that one. What was it like being signed to Uptown? What was it like being signed to Uptown? It was like being signed to Def Jam. Because we were baby Def Jam. You know, I tell people all the time, we was the original Death Row Records of New York. We had every artist on Uptown was popping. I remember one time Andre had like 5 records in regular rotation at one time. You're talking Jodeci, Mary J. Blige, Father MC, Heavy D and the Boys, Groovy Chill, Guy. I mean, you name them, popping. Everybody was moving. We knew what time we was coming on. We was the midday mix. We know Groovy Chill, easy. We could play that song at 3 o'clock. You know, coming down the highway, we gonna hear ain't nothing like hip hop music. You know, so I mean that was you know you part of something so serious. It was like, yo, this thing is real. Never forget, me and Bilal, we was DJing at this club in Bay Shore. I want to say Entourage, and that's the night they debuted Uptown's Kicking It. So now we in the club DJing. But we want to hear our song on the radio. So we put the song on, and at that point, we got on the microphone. Told everybody, come outside. Put your radio on. Because our song is about to come on the radio. Because we knew it was the Rap Attack on Saturdays. Mr. Magic. And we heard Uptown's Kicking It. I almost passed out. Almost passed out. And that was like an experience. These are the things, man, that when you grind so hard, man, it just makes the payoff so much sweeter, man. You know, and that's one thing I just think that artists are missing today, man, is just the fact of being able to be in that grind where you turn around and be like, yo, I'm not saying they not grinding. You know, I'm not saying they not earning their right. But the fact that what we went through is like, you know, we went through what Marvin Gaye went through. We went through what, you know, the way Gladys Knight and the Pimps went through it. We went through it. You know what I mean? We went through the same channels, the same, guys hitting the streets to hit the radio, to get your record played and things of that nature. So with this digital age, it makes everything different. You can make a record, right in your living room and upload it and put it on social media and it blasts out. But I mean, that's just where we are today. But I just think it just takes away from, it's like being an artist, and all you got to do is look at the painting on the wall, and all of a sudden the colors just jump on the wall, or on you want to be able to take your and stroke and and stand back and say that is an art to what we did. I mean, not just performing, how you meet people, how you talk to people, how you finesse people, how do you convince people that you're the one? Wasn't all these machines behind us. I had to go out and I had to go to the record store and I had to sit down and convince people that, yo, this is the album you need to buy. I had to go in there and do that. That's an art. And you appreciated it because then you meeting and you touching the people. And that's the whole thing that, I think we missing today. But that was the beauty of it all, man. It was an art to this to the industry. It was an art of making records and and getting it played and things of that nature. That's another good question you got here, partner. You still wants to know, how did you guys come to work with Diddy back then? Man, how did we come to work with Diddy? Well, I think his new name now is Brother Love. So I told Bilal I was joking around, but I might not be joking. I told Bilal I'm going to be called Daryl Chill Mitchell, a.k.a. P. Diddy. He don't want the name, I'll take him. Every name he drop, because they famous. So that's my new name now. Daryl Chill Mitchell, a.k.a. P. Diddy. So mark it down. But it was interesting, man, when he came to Uptown. Brother Love, a.k.a. P. Diddy, came to Uptown with so much fire in his stomach. I mean, he told his story and you saw it, and we're there, we were witnesses. So if anybody have any doubt in his story, please come see us, because we were there and we saw this man hustle, we saw his flow, we saw his grind, we saw him single-handedly put groups together, saw him dancing in the videos that he choreographed and all of that to become the cat he is today. So my hat's off to Mr. Sean Combs, a.k.a. Brother Love. But one of the stories I love to tell is, I remember one day he came out to wine dance to my house, to my mother's house. He had his little Volkswagen Rabbit, and he parked in the yard, and he was complaining. He was like, yo, man, why y'all don't move to the city, bruh? Why y'all live way out here in wine dance? I'm like, dude, we got to get popping, then we can afford a spot, But we probably could have at the time, but we wasn't thinking about it.